Hi, everybody. Today's subject is once again the 12-year rule, this vexatious attempt by the Civil Aviation Authority to kill a large portion of the general aviation market. Quite why we can't begin to imagine. Lots of reasons have been advanced. The reality is, though, that the matter was taken to the High Court and the general aviation industry got a proper bloody nose, even having costs awarded against it. Nonetheless, the judgment provided a useful basis for departure. Most notably, the judge commented that there was, in fact, no basis for the CAA's claims that there was a safety issue to be made in banning older engines. And there was also acknowledgement that this would cause massive damage to the entire general aviation fleet. In fact, over 1,400 aircraft are currently grounded. Where do we go to from here? There's been a huge natural impetus now to escalate this whole thing to the Constitutional Court, no less. However, that would be a lengthy and expensive process, but it was hoped that the moment that undertaking was launched, it would allow for interim relief and people would be able to get back in the air. That approach has now been put on hold because the Civil Aviation has extended what actually appears to be some sort of olive branch, in that they've proposed what is called Appendix 3, and that allows a whole lot of conditions to be implemented for the operation of engines that are older than 12 years. But note that it's only under Part 91. It excludes Part 135, the commercial operators. Again, this is part of the Civil Aviation Authority's divide and conquer strategy, and it will seriously reduce the funding ability of Part 91 recreational aviation to continue the fight. The problem with the appendix is that it's a poison pill. One of the problems is it contains a neat little clause that includes Part 44, which is the maintenance of non-type certified aircraft in the whole thing. So up to now, non-type certified aircraft have been excluded. Now, all of a sudden, if you own, for instance, an RV with a Lycoming engine that's more than 12 years, you will be caught up in the whole thing. It's also very onerous. For instance, it requires full oil analyses every 25 hours. But at least aircraft will be able to get back in the air. At least they will have certificates of airworthiness. At least pilots will be able to maintain currency. So there is some hope here, but it'll take probably at least 6 to maybe 9 months to get this thing through, especially if there's any opposition. And in the meanwhile, the CASA, the Commercial Aviation Association, is applying for interim relief while the matter goes through the courts. We will have to see whether this interim relief will be granted and people will be able to get back into the air at least before the middle of next year anyway. So let's wait and see what happens next.